Welcome to the Death Curse Podcast. I am Darrin. I apologize up beforehand about my voice. I am a little under the weather. We are here for this episode of Jason Jumps the Shark.
Aww. You are all doomed.
We're all doomed. Alright, we're here. We got my man Laszlo. And I'm just going to say Adrian. Yeah, they got their coffee. I got my Pedialyte. We're ready to rock. We're talking about 7, 8, and 9. Okay, I'm going to say something. Before watching these movies, I had an opinion. My opinion changed after watching all three of these.
Same.
I now have a new least favorite Friday the 13th.
Wow.
The New Blood is so bad. It's so awful, man. But
disagree.
Adrian's going to be on the defense. We will definitely be here.
I disagree.
That's perfectly. This is what we're here for. So let's go ahead. Started up with The New Blood in 1988. I don't believe they did not have any competition, but Willow and Rambo 3 knocked it off.
Willow
Willow
with the little
guy.
And Valkyrie.
Yeah, I'll come with that. But so
I was thinking Powder.
We'll start up. I'll before I get into the cluster F that was the disaster of production of this movie.
I agree. I haven't heard anything about that. This is
I'll go ahead and jump in and go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So that the MPA destroyed this movie. This was supposed to be Freddy vs. Jason, but they just couldn't come up with an idea of how to do it.
It seemed more like Carrie versus Jason.
That's
distribution rights really.
Yeah, distribution and they couldn't come up with a good plot. So they were like, well, then what now? I like the production company said, well, I like the idea of Jason versus. So after that, they were supposed to have an Ernest Goes to Camp kind of thing where, yeah, I'm dead serious, where they take down the camp and build buildings, and it was going to be Jason versus capitalists. Dead serious. After that, they're like, well,
that would be pretty cool.
It would have been cool. Perfect today.
Well, you could never take it back to the camp because you have the buildings there. So
yeah, exactly. And then they were like, well, let's have him versus somebody. Let's do Jason versus Carrie.
I heard Jason versus Cheech and Chong too.
Oh my god, dude! I would have done that. I would have done that.
Who would have won? I mean, like Jason. You think like dumb luck? Cheech and Chong.
Jason all day long. It's like, oh man, I'm parked over here, man. How fast am I going? Dead.
Yeah, I know, but like Chong would like drop his joint and go to pick it up, and there'd be an axe sticking in the tree, and he'd be like, "What was that?"
It could have been the new Abbott and Costello. Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein's monster.
No.
It could have been.
That would have been dope.
That would have worked. So here's another little fun bit about. We remember Paula? Carrie Noonan from 3, I think. She died.
Yeah.
So they called her up to audition for Miss Laura Park Lincoln, for the main character, and she got there. It was under the name Birthday Bash, and she read the script and said, "This is another Jason movie. I died in Jason. I can't do this." Oh, gets better. So next they call up Marta Coburn. Miss Sandra herself, she's only 17.
Ooh.
And hire her to play the lead character. They hired her to play Tina. It was Tina, right?
Tina.
And
how old would she have been? It doesn't matter.
She would have been like 19.
She was still smoking crack.
And so, but she never told him. She knew. She was like, no. She was like, yeah, sure, I'll take the role. And she took the role. And then on the first day of production, it was, wait, you've been in it. You died. And she got fired. So then they hired Laura Park Lincoln, who's supposed to play a 17-year-old, but she's 27, and she looks all of 27.
They didn't have me thinking she was 17.
Yeah.
For a second.
It was great. But anyway, so that's the absolute cluster F of production.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that is very funny.
But okay, now that I'm done with that, before we get to the questions, I have to. This is why I'm here today. Adrian, I want your rebuttal, dog.
It's not that bad of a movie. Now let me.
Are you kidding?
Okay, first of all,
hold on.
I don't want to hear the crap about, why does she have telekinetic powers?
No.
This is a lake monster that just comes back from the dead over and over again. Okay, he's already basically Frankenstein with a hockey mask. So let's get past that immediately.
Amen.
This is a decent Friday the 13th movie. Okay, I don't want to hear about the underdeveloped characters because you had part 3, you had part 2, and you definitely had part 1. So the characters aren't even the issue. Kane Hodder playing Jason can't be the issue because this is one of the best Jasons ever. Like, he is grizzly, mask off. I think your only complaint for this movie could be the deaths and just how watered down they had to be.
I was bored.
I think that
I was bored to death.
And the ending, okay, the ending and the whole Lake Dad thing. Yeah. That could be the only thing that I.
I mean, on your, I do have a thumbs up for him in this movie. The fact that it starts out with the dad getting killed and all that. And Jason is underwater with the chain, and his gloves are perfect. He looks beautiful. Cut to 10 years later, and he's decayed as hell.
Yeah,
I love that. But the dad was not decayed.
Yeah, that's an issue because they originally wanted to like a zombie come out, and the producer actually is like, no, I don't like that. That looks hokey and stupid. Yeah. And he changed it. Something else that bothers me about the movie, I do honestly, I can watch this movie anytime. It doesn't. Yeah. I don't like the consistency, like the changing in time, and how it's like this. They go out to the lake after part 6, 10 years later, and now I think it messes with the timeline too much. Because why does everyone look like it's the 80s when it's like really it would probably be
98? Yeah,
it would have been late in the 90s. So, but no one has ever said Friday the 13th is great about keeping their timelines. No. So
the continuity.
Yeah. That being said,
and a chronology.
That's my issue. Yeah. Besides that, I don't see why it's any worse. It's not worse than part 5.
I was just bored. That was mine. I was just bored.
Part 8 and part 9. So
I actually like part 8 and part 9.
See, this is.
But I was just bored. That's the whole thing. I was so bored out of my mind. Sorry about this. Like I said, I'm sick.
Part 5 was awful.
Yes, it was. Dude.
Crap. Again. So, here's a fun one. Do you guys know who narrated this movie? The very first part of the movie where he's retelling.
I do not.
I feel like I know, but I can't read.
It's Crazy Ralph himself.
No kidding.
That is Crazy Ralph.
I thought
the Duff Cuss. He died shortly after this.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got a Duff Cuss.
No, Chris
but
probably in his 80s.
Yeah, it's much Walt Gorney. His name Walt Gorney.
Oh,
he is.
Yeah,
it's very monotone for him. He didn't do the full blown Crazy Ralph, but it was Walt Gorney, which is awesome. But yeah, the dad not being that kind of
that sold it for me.
So this is the 2 worst endings in a row.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 worst endings in a row. You guys didn't like the ending of 6?
No, the ending. No, I'm talking.
Oh, it's about this. Okay, I was sorry.
Kill count here was 16, and the boob count was 2. So it was. It's very very strange little movie. I'm gonna take me a sip of pity later.
Am I the only one that feels like when I watch this movie? So you watch 6 and you watch this movie, it feels like the timeline's flipped. Like this looks more like an 80s in an older movie to me than part 6 does. I love 6. 6 is probably my favorite one out of all of them. That and maybe 4. But like when I look at these, I feel like this has more of an early 80s aesthetic to it, like a look to it. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like it does have a bunch of very 80s in the aesthetics of it are very very 80s, and it's at the end of the 80s too. But I think that Jason Takes Manhattan had more of an 80s feel to it, much more.
And that would technically probably take place in like the 2000s.
Yeah, that's 1989. But we can go ahead and get straight into the questions. Best kill.
Sleeping bag into the tree
all day long.
I laughed my tail off. That was so funny.
When I watched these movies, when I was watching these movies, I was going back and watching the uncut deaths.
The sleeping bag's way.
Benjamin.
The dude.
No, that's the guy that he was pulled out and he has his head smashed down.
Yeah.
If we're talking uncut, that's it.
Yeah.
If we're talking non-uncut deaths, it's I forgot her name. Jennifer, maybe her name? Maybe that's the actress's name. Melissa. Yeah. She has the axe thrown into her head and Jason just eats her into the TV.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is an unrated
No,
this was actually a death in the movie. It was actually the final death in the movie.
The
axe in the head.
bitch.
Yeah, axe in the head, grabbed, yeeted into the TV. I loved it every time.
Yeah. The sleeping bag was mine, but in the unrated version, like Kane Hodder, he's slinging that thing. That is a 95-pound mannequin in there. And he is slinging it, and he does it 6 times and then drops it and kicks it. And that kick was real because Kane Hodder was so fed up. Yeah, because he said that thing was heavy. And Kane Hodder also has the world record for longest burn for this movie.
Yeah.
He actually has...
Up to that point, I did hear that.
He also has scars all over his body from this burn. Yeah. So,
small price to pay for your craft.
Hey man,
I suppose.
Shout out to Kane Hodder, dude.
Yeah, he is the best Jason.
Best Jason, unfortunately, he's in the worst movies.
That's true.
And I just want to say about this one, like a few parts, I remember watching this 20 years ago, and it didn't really leave a good or bad impression on me then. And I was already pretty jaded as far as horror goes at that point. So
I remember having a slight crush on Laura Park Lincoln, the Tina. I remember having a slight crush on her because she's like the girl next door kind of thing.
I always thought the black girl was really pretty. I remember her name. I always thought she was pretty. Same with part 6. I always thought, I love that. The part also the black girl previous movie. I always thought she was pretty.
We were talking about the girl in the van who had the toy horns shoved into her eye socket. Loved it. That was probably my second favorite kill. But what was weird is that black couple, they weren't even there the first night, and then all of a sudden they're there in the morning and they're having a fight. So maybe they were off fighting. We could explain that away, that they were off having an argument.
Yeah. This movie, this was. God, this was probably the most cut up Friday the 13th. This was demolished by the MPAA. Like, they took more. Usually you cut about a minute and a half out of a movie. They cut 15 minutes.
This was 1989?
88.
Yeah.
It was 88.
88.
But they cut it up, and we will never get an unrated version of this because this was another one that was destroyed. The negatives were destroyed. So
was there a fire or something?
There was a fire at Paramount a while back.
Okay.
And so we will never see this uncut. It's gone. There were floods. They got thrown away, missing, the fire. It's just like the Event Horizon unrated version. Everyone wants to see it. No one's going to get to see it. So.
Yeah, Bernie's death was really cool. If they wouldn't have.
The axe too. That was one of my favorites.
Oh, where he swings
it up because the production company. This is going to be super vulgar, and I'm sorry for this for people with virgin ears. But when he takes the axe to the face and it goes up from his chin to his face, the production called the rig, the painting, called the pussy face.
So,
and
what do they call? They call it an axe wound sometimes, or a hatchet wound. Which is anyway.
Worst kill.
Ben, the dude outside the van, because you couldn't see it. I never saw an unrated version. All you see is, and clearly there's like a blood capsule in the bottom. Jason is crushing his head from the top to the bottom, and his hand is under his chin, and all you see is blood coming out, and you see the guy Ben, and then it cuts away. Yeah. That made me so angry.
Yeah.
I didn't like the writer dude, the writer guy that was like all weird about aliens.
Oh, the weird guy.
He all I got was in the neck.
I had Jane because all it was is a bloody nose. He grabs her and her nose starts bleeding and it cuts away.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, seriously?
This was destroyed by the MPAA.
Absolutely. Like this could have been a really good movie, but
I'm sorry, my worst death is actually the dad again.
Oh, he just whoa! I fell in the water. I can't swim.
And why? When she actually resurrected Jason, she animated Jason.
I wish she would come back, and then Jason comes back.
She should have reanimated her father. That would have
She did at the end.
At the end, but it was bad.
But see, this dude is a wife beater and a horrible human being,
and a drunk.
And then he saves her life. He drags Jason down.
They lay it all out with the dialogue right in the opening scene. He was like, "You're a drunk. Don't have another beer. Stop hitting me." And he's like, "Shut up, woman." So it was pretty bad.
It's pretty cringy.
Daddy, get away from me! I wish I would just die.
Yeah, it was bad.
Speaking of cringy as hell. Cringy moment. I always love Laszlo's cringy moments. Go, what's your cringy moment?
The decapitated head. That shit right after the
it's so bad.
I tweeted that to you. That looked terrible. That looked like I could have done better with clay, and
it looked like paper mache.
Yeah, dude, it was bad. But as far as cringe, even though I laughed real hard, it was when the doctor uses Tina's mom as a human.
Oh god, dude. That was ridiculous.
He's like, what are you doing?
Oh my lord. You know what's really bad?
No, I laughed so hard.
So the doctor's name is Dr. Cruz. My psychiatrist's name is Dr. De Cruz.
De Cruz?
De Cruz. Which is awesome. So, I mean, for me, the cringe moment, it's a toss-up between the pearl necklace, where it floats up like a halo and it looks like fake as hell.
Yeah.
Or the comment of our final guy,
Nick,
when he looks around. But when Tina looks into the forest, and he looks back. What was it? And he says, "A big pink elephant." It was the weirdest delivered line I've ever seen. It was like, I mean, I get it. It was supposed to be like,
roasting you, you're crazy.
Yeah, it's because when there's I forget the name of it. There's an old movie where a crazy schizophrenic is seeing a big pink elephant. That's the whole joke. And so he's like,
One Flew?
It may be One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. But he's like, oh, it's a big pink elephant. And it's like, oh, that's really good, dog.
What's your cringe at the ending?
It's pretty cringe.
I don't like it, dude. It bothers me a lot. That ending or the whole beginning part, the whole beginning, her screaming and "Daddy, I love you, die."
That right there is, I'm gonna go ahead and go with worst actress. That is Jennifer Banco. That is the child Tina.
She's also in.
Daddy.
Oh, she was in another movie too. I think she may have been in. She was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
She was.
Leatherface. That's what.
She was. She was in the new Leatherface.
But yeah,
the third one.
She's my least favorite one.
Oh yeah, she was horrible.
She's
worst actress.
Tina.
You thought she was Laura Park Lincoln?
Awful. She was.
The faces
awful.
that she made whenever she was doing something.
She's very dead. She's very deadpan.
And as the lead, come on, guys, come on. There were plenty other actresses who would have been like.
She was their last.
Sally
Field.
Lovely.
Best actor, dude, Terry Kaiser, Dr. Cruz. That dude was an asshole and
Bernie.
Very believable. He is.
It's sad when the best actor in the movie is a guy famous for playing a dead man.
Yeah. Kaiser.
Melissa, back the biatch. Her.
Dude, she was a very believable bitch.
Absolutely, she was.
I was the behind the scenes stuff. They said she was the nicest girl I ever met.
Yeah.
And sadly, she died of cancer. But she.
That is, of course.
She did her acting well.
She did.
Right.
It was killer. Well, that was New Blood there. Not the greatest movie in the world, except for you have to ask Adrian.
It's not the worst
understand.
to me.
It's
not the worst. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Because I will say, up until we get to part 8 and part 9, part 5 was by far the most mean-spirited one I've watched, and I think it's just the worst to me. Part 5 to this point.
I can understand that. So we move on to 1989. Jason Takes Manhattan. This is the lowest grossing Jason movie of all time. It is also the last consecutive year. We had we had a Friday 13th on 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, and 89. 89. So we had 9 straight years.
Wow.
This had some stiff competition. Turner and Hooch, Lethal Weapon 2, Batman, and When Harry Met Sally.
The Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah. Michael Keaton Batman.
And When Harry Met Sally with a classic
rom-com.
Yeah.
So
Meg Ryan.
Billy Crystal.
When they get to Manhattan, this is the most Vancouver-looking Manhattan you can even think about. This was actually supposed to be a lot bigger. They cut their budget, but they were supposed to have a scene on the Brooklyn Bridge, where Jason's killing people on
Brooklyn. Nice. That would be cool.
They were supposed to have a scene where Jason actually climbs the Statue of Liberty. That would have been pretty neat.
That would have been cool too.
So, I mean, there's another one I'll get to. There's another thing I'm supposed to do I'll get to later because you'll love it. Laszlo. Let's see here.
Love it.
Probably the most 80s intro I've ever seen.
And goes
Ladies and gentlemen.
Goes to the city of New York and there's people being horrible.
Oh yeah.
There's that one.
I remember everything. I have a strange memory, and I can remember going to the city with my mother and my father. I'm from the state of New Jersey, which is a 45-minute stone throw where I lived from Manhattan.
The shadow of New
York.
York.
It was a dump. It was a dangerous, filthy dump. It was not. These were just candid shots. I'm telling you, there was graffiti everywhere. You could see kids doing it and like running from the cops. Like I remember seeing my dad. I was 9, and my dad was like, "Hold my hand." I'm 9-year-old. You don't hold your hand. My dad, he's like, "Hold my hand." And I have my dad's hand.
So you're saying this is accurate?
Absolutely accurate.
Cool. This is also very slimy, Jason. He pops out. Very strange. And can we just keep Jason away from electricity?
Yeah, this is probably one of the most convoluted.
Revived by electricity.
Convoluted most.
That's right. They dropped the anchor.
Most plot convenient way.
Yeah.
And why, when he gets his brand new shiny mask, does it have the axe crack in it? It makes no sense. The boyfriend comes in wearing the mask. Ooh, I'm scary, and it has an axe.
Why are there power lines in the lake?
In the lake. And why are these people in the lake, and the lake connects to New York? Where does the cruise take off?
Now, I will say, I've done some pretty extensive research, and where this is supposed to be located, there is a river, like a canal that would go out to the ocean. Now, I do not think a cruise ship would fit. I don't think
it was a pretty small cruise ship. The Lazarus was a very small.
Well,
by the way, it's called Lazarus.
I will say, there's a slight possibility this could have worked out. But still, why are the power lines in the lake?
I don't know.
All of that.
I don't think they do that.
All of that.
They might know.
All of that does not even compare to one thing that bothered me more than anything. They changed the They changed it. In the beginning, it's J. They're just saying Jason. Over and over, J. I'm like, no, it's K.
That's pretty stupid, yeah.
It's like
why change it now?
Yeah, it's been this forever.
I can see New Line doing it, but why?
New Line didn't even buy the thing, so it's not in any of the New Line movies. So, but either way, that was the one thing that bugged me. So, but there is a little fun fact. Cook the diner, in the diner, the cook.
Ken Gersinger.
It's Ken Gersinger. It's the guy who played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason. Very awesome.
An understudy of Ken Hodder.
A massive human being, and he plays the part well. He actually, people crap on his Jason all the time. I thought he was a pretty good.
I thought he did a good job.
Yeah,
picking up some of the cues from.
I mean, I could save it for the tomorrow or next week's podcast, but it's like people crap on him all the time. But if you put Kane Hodder next to Robert Englund. Kane Hodder is only 2 inches taller than Robert Englund. That wouldn't have been a fun fight. It's just 2 dudes that look the same. But then you get Ken in there, and Ken is like 6 foot, 5'8". He is massive.
And you're looking at 2 very different Jasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ken was a very, oh my God, I can't really think of a good word for this. I really apologize for what I'm about to say, but he was kind of a retard Jason.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He was very much of a almost 7-foot dolt.
Yeah. But we're good. We can save that till next week. I don't know why we're going off. So, all right. I wanted to get through all the facts before I got into thoughts on Manhattan.
Manhattan. There's some thoughts on
I actually have to say that I enjoyed this much more than I did last time I watched it. Still not good. I
hate this movie so much. Dude, I hate it worse than part 5. I can go back and watch part 5 any day. Not this.
It's bad. But I had fun watching it. So
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I really enjoyed this.
Already again.
No, listen. I think Jason Takes Manhattan, I think, is a misnomer. This is a Jason on a boat.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
They don't, I forget how long 1 hour and 3 minutes before they make it anywhere. They see the Statue of Liberty, which is in the state of New Jersey. Ellis Island is in New Jersey. Anyway, so they didn't see New York, and then like the boxer, the black dude starts singing New York. Julius, beg your pardon, starts singing New York, New York. That was pretty bad.
But what if this was not called Jason Takes Manhattan? What if this was called Jason Takes a Cruise Ship?
Jason Semester at Sea. Jason.
Could have been.
I don't know how to make it sound good. You could just say Friday 13th Part 8.
There you go.
But being on a boat, this is terrifying because like when you're out in a summer camp, there's a possibility of you actually finding a highway somewhere and hitching a ride and what the heck happened? Just drive, and then that's how our hero or heroine gets away. Being on a cruise ship, that's pretty terrifying. In the middle of the ocean, you jump out. All you see is that black water down there in the middle of the night. That's terrifying stuff.
I've been on a cruise ship. Yeah, I know.
So,
let's also not forget one thing. This is also the first movie for the beautiful, amazing, badass Kelly Hu.
Kelly Hu. Poor girl. This is her first movie.
And she's a badass dude.
That
girl can kick some ass, dude.
Yeah.
And I love Kelly Hu, and I wish they would have had just her not be such a. She should have
been the final girl.
Yeah, she really should have, because Rennie was terrible.
Yo, this is another nitpick I got about because you brought up Rennie.
Nitpick, man,
dude. Okay, so let's say the graduate in high school, right?
Yes.
So she's 18 in the boat. Probably say she was a kid, probably around 8. So it's 10 years ago. So she says 10 years ago. She was pushed into the water at Crystal Lake, and a kid, Jason, pulled her in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she sees the timeline.
Oh, dude, the timeline is so... I don't know how you can mess up a timeline so bad. Like, even with the Jarvis trilogy, they did so much weird jumping around. They could have been so consistent.
I'm not a fan of... I know that Jason's supernatural, but I don't think he should ever fight someone supernatural. And so I hated the telekinetic. But... this is the same boat. She's seeing stuff. She's seeing death. She's seeing the kid. And Mommy! Yeah. Let's not forget the flashback where Jason is drowning and he's in. Forgive me.
He's not a mongoloid.
I'll say it. I try to be PC, and he's not. And he's not messed up. He's a normal kid. Just woo.
Yeah. You know what really made me mad? Yeah. When she's looking in the mirror. And there was like all this smoke and stuff, and it's like all these disco lights, and like Jason comes out and he's like choking her, and he's like, like what is this?
And the eye looks fake. The eye looked Toxic Avenger.
It did look like he did look like a Toxic Avenger. He looked like
Toxic. Yeah, it's Toxic Avengers.
All right, well, this one's a bad. So best kill. I already know what I'm saying. That Julius punch. But
that was fantastic.
This is one of the things that I wanted, because you'll love this. In the original script, him and Julius are supposed to make their way into Madison Square Garden and fight in a boxing ring. And they're supposed to pop, 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 and then he punches his head off. But in the movie, they're fighting, and Kane Hodder's like, this looks fake as hell. And he tells the dude playing Julius, I don't remember his name, hit me. So when he's body punching him, he's hitting Kane Hodder. Like for real hitting him. And there's a couple of face punches that connect.
And if I read correctly, my source could be wrong, the actor that played Julius was a Golden Gloves. He could box. He could actually box. From what I read,
I can see
he could actually box.
He has a great stance.
He would box. From what I read from my sources, he would box. Look at something on Twitter. He was a boxer in high school, all the way through high school, and then he started acting.
Yeah, it was.
So
he had a good stance.
It could be myth or folklore around this.
I don't know. I remember the actor playing Pookie in the movie South Central, where he was a Shermhead or a PCP addict who was rude.
But
anyway,
yeah, best kill you.
I like obviously the head, the
Julius.
The uppercut, Julius's head off.
Take your best shot.
Yeah. But my favorite one was the camera nerd who got thrown on the circuit board. I love that.
And it's like a Friday the 13th joke. You hit electricity, you catch on fire, you die immediately.
Yeah.
It's I forgot his name. It's Rennie.
Rennie is that's the
father.
Whatever.
The principal,
Charles. When he gets flipped over into the waves,
and there's just barrels of waste.
There's like a rat that flies out. He's like, It is because the reason it is like the worst to me is because how horrible of a death that is.
Yeah, that's drowning.
I'd rather think my head knocked off.
That's good.
Than drown in the waste of New York.
Yeah. I can see it. I don't know. I love that. That was a good one.
It was like green and oh gosh, dude, it's like Ninja Turtles.
See here.
Oh, hear me out. Ninja Turtles versus Jason.
Nice.
I'd watch that.
In the sewers of New York.
Did you imagine?
All right. Worst kill. I had the slut Tamara, Tamara.
They got stabbed with the
Tamara.
No. Stab. He comes down and the fucking horn blows. I hated it.
That was my worst kill too.
That kill made me feel dirty, like because of just how you see how sharp the glass is. It's super mean spirited. And she's like, I know, like that's
well, she's so vain.
But the one I hate the most is the girl that dies in the boat in the beginning because he's slowly going down there, and she's like, no, and she has a year and a half to move.
And they start the movie with. I'm sorry, a fuck session. I'm sorry, that's how they roll into the movie. It was just so.
It's part of the 2 boobs.
It's dirty.
Yeah. It's part of the 2 boobs we get in this movie. 20 kills and 2 boobs. But
20 kills.
20 kills.
Nice.
But yeah, the Tamara or whatever, she's no. But if you watch slow motion, I had to because I saw whenever he grabs her by the robe and it rips off and she goes towards the mirror because I saw something. That's a stunt woman. She's going at it. You see wig, horrible wig,
really?
And she slams into the mirror. And I'm like, is that? And I don't know, it may have been a dude because those boobs are real small.
They do. They have a history of having the guys.
Yeah.
Like in part 7 when the ginger is thrown out the window and you just see the big old thighs, hairy legs flying out the window. Dude, I was like, this is a joke.
With a quick cut here, quick cut there. Also about the Tamara murder.
Yeah.
When he punches through the door. Next time you watch it, just keep an eye out for it. There's a perfect, like the door, of course, but there's a perfect rectangular cutout where he was supposed to. That's not what would happen.
No, it would splinter. It would splinter.
Yeah.
Worst kill?
Oh, my worst kill was the girl in the boat.
You were saying
You know what? Kelly Hu's death. This is she was one of my favorite kills in the movie. She's just getting choked up by Jason.
He just picks her up and just chokes and snaps her freaking neck.
And then he throws her down her butt and just like smacks it.
So awesome.
I feel like that wasn't a stunt woman. I feel like she did it.
It's Kelly Hu does her own stuff.
She's
badass. That's what I heard. I heard that I heard a commentary on the movie that said, and we just loved how Kelly Hu was just Jill's dad.
She did her own stunts in X-Men Origins. She played Lady Deathstrike.
Mm-hmm.
It was very cool.
Oh man.
Yeah. Cringe moment. Mine was anything with the guitar girl.
Oh yeah, was that she had her karaoke machine?
She wasn't even playing the guitar.
No,
because the notes she was playing were way down here and she was way up here.
I loved her death though. I loved it.
I love the guitar death.
Yeah, how about this axe?
Yeah. This axe is sexy.
Yeah, it's like a foreboding harbinger of.
Yeah.
I think my most cringy moment is the ending when it's the toxic waste. His mask comes off. He looks like the Toxic Avenger.
And he's vomiting water.
He's vomiting water for no reason.
He turns into a kid again.
Yeah,
that's right. These things are like a naked kid. And I was a little upset that they had his underwear on. Just kidding. Just kidding. My cringe moment. We all know I love fight sports. Okay,
yeah.
I love combat sports. What was going on with the boxing match? With the headgear and the gloves? What the hell is that?
No ring. They were surrounded by people that were 3 feet away from them.
What's going on there? What is that?
I don't know. I guess I gotta work on my left combo.
You know, left combo.
And that dude, not Julius, but that dude was supposed to die in a much different way. I have stills of it in my book. He was supposed to get darts to the eyes.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but too violent.
I didn't like the fact that when he dies and the Sonic rock goes to his stomach, his stomach catches on fire.
That was weird. I also hated the cop car that crashed into the wall, and you could clearly see that there are 4 dummies in there. Yeah. It was bad,
very bad.
And the 4 street toughs who Jason destroys their radio, and they're like, "You're gonna pay for that, mister." It's cool, man. It's cool. It was
I wish you would kill all 4 of them.
Me too.
I mean, I was gonna say my cringy moment. I had to go with the guitar girl, but the damn near rape scene.
Yeah.
I was like, dude.
Yeah, but it turned out to be a drug scene, thankfully.
He started like taking off his clothes and shit.
Rapes are never welcome in my movies.
No. So I was like, oh, luckily Jason becomes the hero. That's kind of weird. Best actor, Charles, man. Peter Mark Richmond, all the way.
Yeah.
Charles.
Yeah, Charles.
God, dude, he is such a good dude. That dude is such a good actor. He's in so many movies. And he's such a good actor.
Whenever I look at him, I think of Mr. Drummond.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. But no, it's actually for me. It's what is the dude's name, dude? Boxer.
Julius.
It's Julius.
He's good.
He's really good at getting off the idea that he is such a douchebag.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we're gonna go hunt this guy down. What do you take? Nothing. Except this loaded shotgun.
They got a pile of weapons and only one person grabs a gun.
Why do they have a pile of weapons? It's a cruise, whatever.
I'm gonna grab this pipe to fight a supernatural being. Oh, there was a gun there. Oh, why did I grab the gun?
Jason teleports in this movie.
He does teleport.
He does teleport.
He does twice.
Gives you cancer.
Yeah, he teleports. He teleports on the guitar girl.
Oh God.
Okay, so best actor. Laszlo, did you say Charles? What did you say?
I like Peter Richmond, the principal.
The Charles, yeah. Charles.
Charles?
Yeah, his name Charles.
Charles.
Uncle Charles.
He's great.
He's a good actor. I mean, even the only time he's kind of off is when she's doing her presentation, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Stop that!"
Yeah.
That's a little cringe.
Hey.
And then her freaking artwork is just like janky.
This is
The heart is an actual heart, like a freaking like an emoji heart.
She makes me sick.
God.
She said.
My worst actor, Jensen Daggett, Rennie.
Oh, dude. Yeah, she's pretty.
I didn't like. I don't like Brandon.
She destroyed a Stephen King pen, and my love for Stephen King goes deep. And if I would not have picked up a Stephen King.
Oh, Stephen King pen. I think it's a Stephen King film. I was like,
no. She has like a Stephen King pen.
Yeah.
Her mom gave her
the fountain pen. That,
I would have grabbed anything but that because that's about. I mean, if I'm getting killed by a killer and my only weapon is friggin' Stephen King pen, I'm gonna be like, well, I guess I'll die. Because my love for Stephen King goes deep. Worst actor was Rennie.
Rennie. Yeah.
Rennie? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite character, man, was the dog.
Played by Ace the dog.
My favorite character was Julius. I just really like Julius.
Yeah, Julius is dope.
Julius was good. I liked. I think his name was Shane, the captain's son.
Yes,
he was fantastic.
He was a good. It may have been Sean. He was like he was a very likable flannel boy.
Yeah, and he should. I think
he's a boy next door.
I'm surprised he didn't go on to have more of a career. Very few actors from Friday the 13th, except for Kelly Hu, and there's not many other ones.
From this film, very few have done anything.
You know what? I just realized we didn't do favorite character on New Blood. Mine was the nerdy girl because I felt bad for her that she got all gussied up and no one got to see her and she died.
And speaking of Friday the New Blood, I forgot. I wanted her to get away.
Yeah.
I wanted her. I really felt fear for her, and like the first time because I saw it 25 years ago that movie. So it really.
I also. She was my favorite.
The nerd girl. She was just.
I felt so bad for her when that fist pops through.
Yeah, and it goes.
Oh yeah. The bully, the bitch is just like, honey, you need work, and she's like, she puts the makeup on, and I mean, she wasn't bad looking when she was a nerd, but she puts the makeup on. I'm like, damn. She's like, need work my ass. I'm like, yeah. I loved her, but sorry to bounce back, but I forgot to do that. But the dog was my favorite character in Manhattan. So, Julius, and your favorite character was
Julius,
Sean?
if not Sean. It's probably a tie.
All right.
Now here's another one thing that I hated. Tamara was supposed to be the hot prom queen.
She wasn't.
If you notice, she's got a dead tooth in there. They could have seen that and be like, wait a minute, bring me some white out. Like they could have painted.
Kelly Hu for the win.
Kelly Hu for the freaking win and the cocaine. They were doing the cocaine and Kelly was like, no, I don't want to get caught.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The stereotypes. I don't want to lose my science scholarship because I'm Asian.
Yeah.
Speaking of stereotypes, dog, when they come out of the subway for the first time in New York, The first set of people to walk past into the camera, the frame of the camera, are a flasher. Watch it again. A guy with no pants on and a coat with like Flavor Flav next to him, like with his hat, like Professor. I'm telling you, watch it again. And that shot where they're walking, where they're walking down the center of Times Square, and Jason stands right behind them, and like people walk right past him because nobody notices him. That's how it would have been. Nobody would have paid attention to him.
And well, the thing is, I was about to get onto that when you said no one would have noticed him. They shot that in Times Square. They only shot in Times Square for one day. The rest of it was friggin' Toronto.
So expensive to shoot.
So when they shot in Times Square, they didn't block off Times Square. They just shot. So the people walking by are actual New York citizens.
New Yorkers.
They're just New York citizens, and they were all like, no one's saying hi to Jason. And it's like, because no one cares.
No,
it's New York.
They gotta go to work, do whatever.
And he would stay in character. Kane Hodder stayed in character the whole time. Even when they weren't filming, he'd just walk around silently. We would look at him and we were like,
yeah,
Jason.
And people thought that Kane Hodder was a complete jerk because he was like, I'm not staying in the same hotel as them. You put me in a hotel 5 miles down the road. And people thought he was a jerk. No, he didn't want to become friends with these people because they're supposed to be scared of him. And so
just like Ted White. Was it Ted White for
Halloween? Was it Halloween?
No, it's for whoever was Jason before.
Oh yeah, Ted White. Yeah, for.
He did the same thing. He was like, I don't want to be near the cast. I don't want to talk to him, especially Corey Feldman.
Yeah,
I want them to be scared of me.
But afterwards, Kane would like buy them dinner and stuff like that. Very cool.
Yeah,
he was very cool with him afterwards. But also fun fact: Kane Hodder, one of the biggest juggalos you will ever meet.
No kidding.
He wears friggin' juggalo jerseys everywhere he goes. Dude is a juggalo.
What if he has a Hatchet Man tattoo somewhere? Wow, okay.
So
good for him.
All right, 1993. We go a full 4 years without a Jason movie, and then we get this piece.
This is the longest span until Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, 10 years. 10 years.
Oh, it's longest span until Jason X,
which is 8 years. So kill count 23, including Jason, and the boob count is 3. This was also supposed to be Freddy versus Jason.
It shows.
They could not get a good plot together, but the ending, that little Freddy glove taking him down, that was supposed to be the middle of the movie. And then the ending, the last 30 minutes was supposed to be him and Freddy fighting in hell.
Dude, I've read some of the scripts for that.
Yeah.
Stupid. They're supposed to fight in the ring.
Supposed to fight the devil.
Yeah. And Jason kills the devil, and then they fight in a ring, and the ropes are made of entrails, and people in the stands are Adolf Hitler and Stalin. Yeah,
I've got the story.
Stalin and them, and then the announcer, the referee / announcer, is Ted Bundy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Stupid.
That's hilarious.
This is 93. Ted Bundy isn't even dead yet.
Yeah, but
and this was Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer didn't get killed until like 95 or something.
It's nuts. Like, I have storyboards of what it was supposed to look like.
I'm so happy we got what we got.
Yeah, it would have been horrible.
And like I want to say, in watching the first two, they slowly crept back. I remember this, remember that character. I had no recollection of this movie ever, and I know that I had to watch it at least once.
I remember one person.
Okay, but go on with it.
Let's see. With this movie was such a clusterfuck that this whole movie was half reshoots. Like, this is an hour and a half of a movie, so 45 minutes of this movie was reshoots. Sean S. Cunningham, the director of the first one, directed a lot of this movie because a lot of the actors would not work with the director of this movie.
He's the first time directing anything.
He was 23.
It was horrid. This is the second lowest grossing, but this one had the competition. We had The Fugitive. We had Line of Fire.
I love Fugitive.
We had Sleepless in Seattle. And the number one movie it was against was Jurassic Park.
I hate Jurassic
Park. I went to go see Jurassic Park.
You like Jurassic Park?
No. But I went to go see it.
I like dinosaur movies. Sorry.
I love Jurassic Park.
I like Jurassic Park.
We never saw
I like
Chris Pratt. He's a good man.
We never saw special effects like that before.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
But
coming from different generations, I get it now.
I mean, we got some nitpicks here. Vocal Jason. When he's getting shot, and then when he gets hit, I'm like, no.
I don't like the way that Jason looked either.
He's like lumpy.
Yeah, his mask, his head's like coming out of his mask. Why?
Because he's a drowning victim. They blow up.
What happened to him after part 8? Are they gonna? I know they can't because they don't have the rights to it, but this is still consistent with the story of Jason. So you have to. You can't do flashbacks.
This is very inconsistent.
But you have to.
The story of Jason.
I give it, but I'm saying like you're following the other movies. They're keeping the same, to a degree, mythos of Jason. You have to explain what happened. Like, how did he get where he is? Why is he wearing a blue jumpsuit all of a sudden?
I mean, I do love that they used a naked girl as bait. That was
That's and she does the front hand.
So cool.
She does somersault.
Yeah.
I mean, cheesiest title card in the history of Jason. Just Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. Yeah. It looked like it was made on Photoshop.
It was.
It was bad.
I guarantee it.
But Greg Nicotero did the effects for this.
Which you can see because
what are some of his other works?
Walking Dead.
Never mind.
He is Tom Savini's
protege.
Savant, his protege.
So he's done some work. He did some work on some of the Dead movies. With
Dawn of the Dead.
He did Dawn of the Dead. Yes.
Yeah.
He's dude's a beast. He's honestly, God in heaven, I'm about to say this, arguably better than Tom Savini. Arguably.
Like his name rang a bell.
Tom Savini's always more like I can make a death look really, really cool.
Yeah.
And do it in the very practical way. But Greg Nicotero has taken that and he's like, I can also do the design perfect.
Yeah.
He's done all 10 seasons of The Walking Dead.
I mean,
it just
I did love that show.
You remember when Glenn died?
Yeah,
how brutal
his
that
eyeball hanging out.
Yeah.
do you know why Tom Savini's so good at what he does? He spent time in Vietnam. So he's seen stuff. That's why he's so good at it. But there's one thing I did love is anytime one of the characters was Jason and they looked in a mirror, they saw Jason. I dug that.
I like that too.
Yeah, that was cool as heck.
That's probably about all I liked.
But
it still wasn't really a Jason movie.
No, it's a Jason. Jason is on screen for a grand total of 9 minutes. It's horrible. So best kill, I'm gonna have to go with the tense sex scene, but it has to be unrated. Because when she's on top, the pole comes through. In the rated version, blood splat on the guy's face, and he's going, no.
Jenny.
Unrated.
I've never seen it on TV.
Unrated, you see the pole rip up from her stomach to her shoulder, and her body splits in half.
Dope.
And it's so cool looking. Like it's very Greg Nicotero guts coming out and everything.
Yeah.
Dope.
So I'm going that.
Favorite kill for you?
I don't remember. My favorite kill.
Yeah.
Joey. She's the diner owner woman.
Oh, she had that.
And her chin compressed. I laughed my ass off.
Love it.
I couldn't help but laugh. I just doubled over.
Mine was the dude that guy's head pressed, the corner, that's head pressed down. He took this.
Oh, and
through
the
and then you see his face like being pressed through that's why
hamburger meat. I love it.
Yeah.
Worst kill, mine's gonna be the security guard played by Kane Hodder because it's a missed opportunity. He just like Jason's such a pussy, and then he's dead.
That was Kane Hodder. That was uncredited.
I like the cut how it goes. And it switches right to the news, and it's like 2 security officers murdered.
Cool. Yeah, but we could have had Jason versus Jason.
Yeah,
and that would have been very, very cool. So I think it's a missed opportunity. That's why it's my worst.
My worst is there's a guy in the diner when Jason comes in. They're shooting at Jason. He gets killed with a buckshot. He just got killed with a buckshot.
Deep scars. She gets with that. So.
He just got killed with a buckshot. That's
all. Oh my god. Worst kill.
I don't have one. I didn't have one down. No,
that's fine. It's not a very memorable movie.
No, it's not. And none of this came back. I know I saw it, and none of it kept creep. None of it. So
I watched all of these movies 3 times each. This is the only one I watched once.
So, dude, yeah. I think that New Blood's worse, but I can't say that I didn't have fun watching this. It has memorable moments.
It kept me the whole time. That was weird to me. It kept me the whole time, but I don't remember it from when I was. It's just I don't know.
Best actor. I had Duke, Mr. Stephen Williams himself.
Great Duke. Yep.
Now,
Great Duke.
Dude, when he breaks the dude's finger, the look on his face it's pure elation. He just goes,
total sadist.
He says, and I love it. But did you see the shout out, the Creighton Duke shout out to Jaws?
No.
You give me $500,000, you get the mask, the machete, you get the whole damn thing. Cut to Quint in Jaws. You hire me, you get the head, you get the tail, you get the whole damn thing. It's a Jaws shout out. Very awesome. And Creighton Duke was in X-Files. Stephen Williams, he was on X-Files.
I need to get
love him.
I need to get a Jaws poster here. Nice.
Yeah, Jaws is the shit. But best actor,
Creighton Duke.
Yeah.
You couldn't take your eyes off him.
My favorite character too.
I think he got such a weak death for the fact that he's such a. I liked him better than. Now I like the main character. What's his name? Steve,
which the
Glasses
Final Boy.
Yeah,
he was good, and him.
I liked him. Yeah.
A lot of the interaction between him and the young cop was very funny.
Yeah. I got a gun.
I got a gun. That was great. But where's the backstory to Mr. Duke? What's going on?
They never really explain it, but he's just a bounty hunter that hunts Jason, and he knows he's just a bounty hunter.
But then when he handcuffs himself to Jason, he goes, "Remember me? No."
See, this
That's why it's bad.
If I could fantasy book this franchise, I have some thoughts. I'm actually about to write out what I want this series to look like. But I would love, after you do like a trilogy, do a prequel that would have Creighton Duke and it would explain it. This movie would never happen, but Creighton Duke would be he would have another trilogy just like Hunter.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just saying.
It was bad, but worst was Jessica for me. Carrie Coogan, just the final girl. I did not.
Yeah,
she brought nothing.
I agree.
Brought nothing to the screen.
Again, the worst actor for me, I thought, was Ms. Joey, aka Rusty Schwartz, which is my favorite kill. But like she was terrible. It was awful.
But how about the New Jersey accents?
They didn't stand out to me in this one.
That's why I wanted to ask you, because I don't know a New Jersey accent that well, but they went full blown New Jersey with it. No, like, nah, you gotta do it because it almost has like a New Yorkie kind of thing with a southern twang to
the northeast.
Yeah,
sound.
It's pretty cool. But cringe moment, mine was Demon Up the Wahoo.
Yeah, Demon Up the Wahoo, or when I think Steve like throws her the dagger and she catches it and it turns into like a magical dagger.
Yeah.
I know they're trying to mix. They had the Necronomicon, so they're trying to mix it together.
Shout out to the Necronomicon. That is the Necronomicon for people that did.
I get it. I get what the whole thing is. They're saying subliminally, Mrs. Voorhees brought Jason back through the Necronomicon. That's why he's. But I don't know. When you get too mystical with it, it just.
This was a very convoluted plot.
This movie.
Too much going on. It's overbooked.
It's an overbooked movie. Exactly overbooked. This movie reminds me, if I could have tied to any other movie, would be Halloween 5 or Halloween 6.
6. All the way.
For sure.
They start the freaking Sam Hain crap.
And all of a sudden, he's like a Satan and all this is...
Yeah. He's like, in order to keep him away, you have to kill the firstborn child or some garbage.
Overbooked movies suck.
You know what my cringe moment... When I think about cringe moment, you know what I think of?
Yeah.
A little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog.
Oh my Lord.
What the fuck?
What does that
Part
mean?
of my leg. A little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog. What are you doing? What the fuck?
That will not be... See, when I rebook this franchise, that quote will never be said. There'll be no reference to it. So creepy.
But it was delivered so well. You know what I think of when I think of Jason? I think of a little girl in a pink dress. Put the hot dog through the donut. And that dude, even the reporter was like,
"What are you doing, dude?" And there was the total disregard for the lore of like you're an expert in this in the lore of Jason or whatever they call it. Total. He never had a sister. He doesn't have a sister. This is the first time that it was thought. And how did Creighton Duke know? You see what I'm saying? There's no.
There's no explanation to the folklore that they bring to this movie. There's no background to it. They just say that it's there, so we're supposed to believe it.
There are no rules.
It was a cash grab.
But this is not a Friday the 13th. This is the final Friday. This is a Jason movie. This is not Friday the 13th.
I wouldn't call it a Jason movie. This is just a New Line dumpster fire that they wanted to give out so they could say we have the rights to it. Yeah. Suck it, New Line.
Well, they only had, in fairness to New Line, they only had the rights to Jason for roughly 5-10 years. So they had to make as many movies as possible, and they made some movies. But let's give them credit. They did make two of the most fun movies.
They were the most, but this I just want to leave with this right here.
Yeah.
You take the worst movie under Paramount, the worst. We'll probably say Part 8, probably the worst. Well, you'd say Part 7, but I would say
either way.
You take one of those two. You compare it to this. I would say the Paramount one, I would much rather watch than this piece of garbage.
I think I would watch this over New Blood.
Unless
it's absolutely fun.
Gosh, I hate
That's
so much.
I can understand. I know.
And I enjoyed Manhattan. I enjoyed Jason Takes Manhattan.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But favorite character was Duke all the way.
Mine too.
I love Duke.
And what a great name. That's so great. You know, Creighton Duke.
C-R-E-I-G-H. Torn name too.
Yeah, he reminds me of Billy D. Williams. Billy D. Williams.
Hell yeah. He's smooth.
Or
he was that character in X-Files too. He wasn't Creighton Duke, but he was Creighton Duke.
Oh yeah.
And he was awesome in X-Files.
And why this dagger? And how did he get a hold of it? And why can only a family member kill him? And I would have liked to see, the poor girl. What was her? The first one, Jason's sister.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was Amanda or something like that.
I would have liked to see her come back and do the final killing because it wasn't a Jason movie anyway. If like why didn't he reincarnate as her? That's all.
It's all good.
Fair.
Yeah. All right.
It was a mess.
Yes, that was Jason Jumps the Shark.
He got eaten.
Yes, but next week, and this one's going to be extra fun because Laszlo has not seen 2 of these movies.
That's right. I may not have seen Friday the 13th Part 9. I really may not have seen that.
You haven't seen Freddy vs. Jason,
have not,
and you haven't seen the remake.
Oh.
no.
Right? And you've seen Jason X.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember it. So.
Okay. But it's great. And the next episode is called Make Jason Fun Again. Because I love it.
Voorhees 2020.
Yes. I love these 3 movies. I mean, the remake may not be one of the best remakes in the world, but it is a ton of fun with the exception of an extremely extended unnecessary sex scene. Freddy vs. Jason. I can't think of another horror movie I had more fun watching.
Oh, it's always fun to watch. I can watch that back to back. It's just a fun movie to watch.
Bloody, so awesome. Jason X. See, the thing is, they stopped taking themselves seriously. That's why they're so good. Yeah, and it's just like, let's just fuck it. Let's send them to space. Yeah. And it was just, let's just have some fun, and that made the series fun again. Yeah. So Make Jason Fun Again. It'll also be the 4th and last We're All Doomed episode before we move on to Nightmare on Elm Street.
1, 2.
So
I'm psyched about like.
I wonder what Jason, if he was running for president, what his stance would be on social issues.
Lots of naked showers, naked women running around.
What do you think about the education system?
What do you think of the education system? Send more paramedics. That's going to be after I did.
What's your foreign policy? I'll kill them.
Yes.
I'll kill that again.
Open the border.
I'll rape them to death.
Open the border, send them in on shot their heads off.
Yes. As long as the black people die first. Jason.
All right. But this will be it, and we will be doing a bonus episode, and it will be posted right after this one. Just a quick little recap of Friday the 13th, probably ranking our movies, stuff like that.
It's the Friday the 13th retrospective, retro. And then you have the 80 cent.
We will be doing it a little differently next episode. Next episode, we will not be doing this whole best kill, worst kill, all of that stuff. We're actually just going to talk about it, have some fun. Going to be talking about Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. I just think it'll be a lot more structured, a lot more organized, just a lot more fun. But
we have fun like this, you know. Yeah, it's fun.
Hit the stop button.